The reason why you're stopping yourself is because you don't think you're enough. I don't know what happened to you when you were younger or in your teenage years, or what you misinterpreted about some interaction that you had with a friend where you thought that they were judging you, or a job, your boss. Maybe they've made you feel like you were inferior then. Maybe you committed and you gave a lot, somehow it didn't work out. The money didn't come. The yes for the application that you put so much effort into and so much emotional commitment into didn't happen. Maybe you were texting someone for months and you went on to a date and it didn't work out. Or maybe you were with that person for a few years, but it always felt like they always made you feel like you needed to do more. And a lot about not feeling like you're enough is about allowing your perception of your experiences to turn into your identity. What we don't realize is a lot of what we believe we are is just based on our perception of how others saw us. If someone came today right now and said, if I came to you today right now and said, man, you're a bad motherfucker. You are sexy. You're beautiful. Man, you're so talented. I'm looking at you and I'm so impressed by you. Man, you've been making some gains. You have so much talent. Your personality is just brightening up the whole room. You have so much charisma. Would bet that suddenly that rush that you would get from the validation that I'm giving you will give you some momentum. Then maybe now you'll go on Google and you will research something about the charisma. You'll research something about the talent. You'll research something about your style, your beauty. And now, things that you thought were not possible suddenly feel like they're right within your reach. And that for me is a true illustration of how we live by the validation. It's almost like you're waiting for someone to say, here you go. You have the approval to do this. Just like when you were a little kid and you wanted to do something, you were curious about something, you had all these ideas, but you were waiting on what your parents would say. Then what you would do would just be based on your creativity, your most giving self. You wouldn't think about limitations. The only limitations would be when people said, hey, stop it. And then you would push a little harder. And then when they applied more force, when your parents screamed at you, when they grounded you, when they punished you and gave you certain things that gave you negative reinforcement, you then start to become obedient. And it almost feels like every single thing in your life has been just that happening again and again and again. And it's taking a toll on you. I know that for me, I've always felt like I had something special, to be honest. I was someone who, when I was just 3 years old, with the soccer ball at my feet, or on the dance floor, or in class, I would always feel like I had something special. And that may have happened to you as well. But a lot of that came from just internal. A lot of it came from I was just there and I was just in the moment. I remember when I would go to my friend's house to play some soccer. There wouldn't be anyone watching. I would just go out there with a smile on my face, big dreams, and I would just go and play. What happened along the way, a lot of it, is me losing myself onto trying to fit in into the system. And when I think about all the moments where I truly felt fulfilled, when I truly felt like I was part of something beautiful, was when I let go of all that expectation, when I let go of trying to be enough for other people, when I was just living in my passion, when I was just living in my journey of exploration, of just being a fan, being a student, not trying to be anything. I was just there and living my life. And ultimately, that builds up into ambitions, obviously. That builds up onto specific goals. And that's part of the journey of life, is to also understand that there is merit into action plans, strategies, and to turning things into concrete discipline action. But that should never, never take away from what fuels everything. That is the authentic passion that you have, that you do it anyway, even when nobody is in the stands, even when nobody is patting you on the back, even when nobody is giving you views on your videos, even when nobody is saying you are sexy, you're beautiful. And you may be in a time of your life right now where you're spending time with yourself. You may be in a time of your life right now where you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you may or may not like what you're seeing. And that is exactly where you need to be, because I do believe deeply in my heart that life always puts us in places where it's looking to shape us into the person that we want to be. And that life is not happening to us, life is happening for us. That right now, as you are perfect and you are enough for the step that is right in front of you. And that is your story. That is nobody else's story. We make the mistake of trying to have other people validate our opinions, our seasons, and say, I understand why you're going through this. That goes back again onto this vicious cycle of allowing other people to hold the wheel of our life. You are the captain. You are the CEO and owner of your actions. Your friends do not babysit you. You are responsible for your actions. And the saddest thing in life is to realize that you hold the keys to your own jail. And life is way more than that, man. Life is way more than that. The person you are is not the person that you've allowed yourself to be. You've not been yourself. You've allowed the world to discipline you into someone that is cynical, that doesn't believe in what is truly possible for you. You've allowed yourself to think that things that are abundant are now scams, are now cheats. You're destined to impact a lot of people. You're destined to create, to contribute, to connect. You're destined to be the person that wakes up in the morning with love in their heart, positivity in their mind, fire in their soul. You were meant to be you, and that is enough. I was watching a video the other day that talked about I'm just me-itis. You're suffering from a case of I'm just me-itis. You think that what you're doing right now is just not grandiose enough, and you're putting other people on a pedestal. You see those people with those nice cars and those nice outfits and those nice muscles, those nice looks, those nice resumes, and you think that they have it all figured out. And let me tell you, man, as someone who has a 15-year career, has impacted hundreds of billions of dollars of projects, investments, and is living a life that I would have called my someday 10 years ago when I was unemployed over a year facing deportation. I can tell you that we are all going through the same things, man. We are all trying to overcome the limiting beliefs that's in our heads. And everything is relative. What now seems to you as goals is what someone takes for granted. And what I see now as taken for granted, you may now see as goals. You will never get to a place where everything is given to you. You will never get to a place where every single dream that you have is right within you, your reach. Because that is the point. The journey, the striving for greatness, the looking forward to something is what makes us excited and hopeful for another day. But that doesn't mean you're not enough. You are enough. Not being where you want to be is enough. Never achieving exactly the dream that you have deep in your heart is enough. Don't try to get to a place where you don't look for anything anymore. Don't try to get to the place where you have all the answers, because that is exactly the thing that will rob you of the most beautiful story that you'll ever tell, and that is the story of your life. You are enough, man. You're enough to go out there and do the research for the business. You're enough to go make the application for your LLC. You are enough to do the repetitions for your workout. You are enough to take the step in front of you, the ordinary step, time and time and time again, repetitions after repetitions. And you'll be surprised where that takes you when you allow the journey and the faith that you are exactly where you are right now, and that everything in your life is what you deserve. You'll be surprised at how everything around you now starts to align, and how the energy that you emanate will suddenly vibrate at a whole different level. You will move differently, you will talk differently, you will execute differently, because you've accepted that where you are is exactly where you need to be, and you are enough right now, and you don't need other people to discipline you for you to love yourself. And you allow your passion to transcend your ego. You allow your passion and your desire to pursue what is most meaningful to you to drive your life. Even when people don't give you the paycheck, even when people don't show up at your house and support you, you're exactly where you need to be, fam. Believe in yourself through actions. Build the belief, build the authenticity, build the connection with what is deep in your heart. As always, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you're destined for greatness. You're busy living, not busy dying. Love.